Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining our Rent Cafe Resident Portal panel discussion. We're grateful that you've chosen to be here and hope you'll find this time well spent. I'm Jenny Stewart, and I'm a sales manager on the Yardi Breeze team. I've been working with our Breeze products for coming up on 7 years now. As I'm sure you all know, online portals and self-service options for tenants are more important than ever. Renters want more control over their living experience and faster communication or response times from your teams. Residents are seeking top-notch customer service, and per the NMHC's recent report, over 76% of renters now pay their rent electronically each month. So with that as a backdrop, we'd like to talk through what clients have been experiencing and what they're doing to give residents more control over the renter experience. So let me introduce our all-star panel. First, we have Nick Dunlap, who's the founder and president of Spadra Property Company in Fullerton, California, as well as Danielle Drozdek, property manager for Barsky Property Management in Hopewell, New Jersey. We're very fortunate to hear from both of them. So Nick and Danielle, thanks so much for joining. Great to have you both, and let's go ahead and get into it. You and your teams are out there in the thick of things, and you have a great deal of experience between you. So we'll start this conversation broad, and we'll kind of narrow things as we go along. Danielle, we'll start with you first. If you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, your company, and your role.
I'm Danielle Drozdek. I'm the property manager for Barsky Property Management. We are based out of Hopewell, New Jersey. Our portfolio covers all of New Jersey, some of Pennsylvania, and in Delaware. Our portfolio mostly consists of owner operator, but we are also a fee manager company. And we have a lot of properties that are in the Princeton area.
Excellent. Thanks, Danielle. And Nick, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your company?
Sure. So my name is Nick Dunlap. I'm the founder and president of Spadra Property Company. We're a third-party property management firm specializing in sub-institutional communities here in Southern California. Currently, we manage about 18 communities here, ranging from the LA area down to South Orange County. So we've had some exciting growth of late. This is kind of a newer venture for me. It's 2 to 3 years old at this point, and have a really good time with it.
Excellent. And yeah, we've seen you've had some substantial portfolio growth since you first started with Breeze in 2021. Can you tell us a little bit more about your growth and maybe which Rent Cafe features might have helped to assist as you scaled?
Sure. I had worked in about 25 years of experience in the multifamily business, and really had started with Yardi from the time it was on a floppy disk, running on DOS. And I think, like a lot of original Yardi users, we probably used that floppy disk for a few years longer than we should have. But in any event, after working with Yardi in that environment, then going to Genesis, then ultimately working with working with Voyager across a more sophisticated landscape, realized that as I started my company, I trusted and really relied on Yardi and wanted to use that same function to not only serve clients, but also our customers. And so the Rent Cafe feature has been really critical for us, especially as we've grown and scaled and started to add employees. It really allows, my employees and I to really be on the same page so that we can better serve our customers, make sure that we're relying on Rent Cafe to, field maintenance concerns and respond promptly, but also fielding, the amount of leads that we're able to attract through the ILS features as we have vacant units come available. And that's really helped us, I think, not only to rent units quicker, but also to drive revenue, because we do get so many leads based on, the ILS kind of blasting things out. So I'd say it's not only helped on the revenue side, right, with the leasing and ILS features, but also helping to better serve customers, making sure that we're communicating with them, kind of in real time through the portal, and also responding quickly and in real time.
That's great to hear. Yeah, congrats on the success, and we're glad to have been a part of that. And Danielle, you mentioned that having properties close to Princeton means you have a lot of students among your residents. How have they adapted to using a resident portal? I'm curious about the change from communicating with them back when you used QuickBooks and Excel versus using Yardi.
Yes. So when I started using Yardi, going on 8 years now, we started using QuickBooks and Excel, and we only had a few properties in our portfolio. Since then, we have also grown quite a bit. And we do have a lot of students because we are so close to Princeton University. And we've noticed a huge change in how our tenants interact with us with the online payments and then also with submitting maintenance requests through their portal instead of constantly calling the office or sending emails with follow-ups. um, Now we tell all of our tenants, hey, download the app on your phone, you can take pictures, submit maintenance requests, and it's definitely improving the turnaround of maintenance requests and making sure that everything is done properly.
That's great to hear. And let's talk a little bit more about rent payments. How has using Rent Cafe to accept payments impacted you and your team? Nick, do you want to go first?
Yeah, that's another big one, and I think a great point. It saves quite a bit of time. I mean, when you think about really the cost, and especially for us as a company that's growing, it keeps our employees from having to drive checks either to our corporate office or to the bank. It keeps them from having to collect money orders because there's a walk-in payment system where folks who are going to be paying with money orders can just go pay, really in most cases, right where they would obtain that very same money order. So it saved a lot of time, I think, and expense in that regard. But also, I think it's even better for us and it's better for our owners because it gives us like immediate, again, real-time access to the information as to who is paid. So it helps, it's actually helped improve collections as a result of that. And so, it's kind of interesting to watch and track like the months and you kind of know, okay, well, if the fourth's going to fall on a weekend, then chances are things are going to hang over a little bit. But again, being able to build in late fees and things like that, so that things kind of auto-populate or auto-charge or auto-post, excuse me, that's really helped, as well. So there's a lot of neat features, but I would say ultimately, giving people more options has helped to improve collections rates across the board and save expenses.
Great to hear about those results. Yeah, efficiency is definitely what we're looking for with the system here. Danielle, how about you? How has using Rent Cafe to accept payments impacted you and your team?
Similar to Nick, we've experienced a huge increase in consistency and efficiency. We don't have to worry about checks being mailed to our office, getting lost in the mail, or arriving too late. The majority of our tenants do have auto pay set up, so that way they pay by their due date. And again, if they don't, then the late fee is automatically posted to their account. And our owners also greatly appreciate it as well. It helps us easily track who pays, when they pay, on time, and then we do have a lot of tenants that also pay not just via ACH, but also using their credit cards to get points for their credit cards. And we've noticed a huge increase with that as well.
Excellent. Well, it's really fantastic to hear how much time you've both saved since switching to online payments. No more bank runs, no more missing checks. Nick, have you seen similar time savings managing your maintenance requests through the system?
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of joke with our managers, that's in part because of Yardi and it's also because of just my own OCD. But when we see open work requests or open maintenance requests, our management team knows that not only do they need to follow up just from the customer service aspect, but in today's environment with respect to like risk management and, these other potential for, legal claims related to mold and other things, right? If those could be issues, just the importance of responding quickly and completely to issues. And not only that, but being able to properly document, like to go back in Yardi and having the user notes that, we responded to the issue, we took pictures, those pictures have been updated, we've got to get a vendor in there, the vendor scheduled. All of those things just make for great record keeping that once they're complete, we can just save, we have it attached to a file. And if we ever need to go back to that in the future, we know that we've got something that's, saved and attached to the resident that we can then reference if we need to. So that's been a great feature as well, and one that we really, I'd say we're always looking to expand upon how we use that because you can't really incorporate so much detail, data, and photos. And so, we're continuing to refine that internally.
Excellent. Yeah, record keeping is so important, right? And then Danielle, have you seen a reduction in phone calls, text, emails, basically a reduction in correspondence from residents about maintenance items?
Yes, we definitely have seen a reduction in how many phone calls and emails we receive from residents in regards to maintenance requests. Again, we advise all of our tenants to download the app onto their phone so that way they can submit a picture along with the maintenance request. And depending on the severity, we either send someone out right away or we'll schedule an appointment with them. Of course, if it's ever an emergency, I always tell the tenants, please call me. Don't submit it through the maintenance request portal. But we definitely have seen a decrease in the number of phone calls and emails that we get, and it is easier for us to keep track um, of the maintenance requests and have all the documentation needed in case if there's ever a future incident.
Yeah, I would
Absolutely.
say to Danielle's point, I think that's a testament to how convenient it is for residents because we have the same thing. You know, residents get so used to going to the portal, either pay rent or place requests and work orders. And so, you know, they really expect to be able to do everything there. And some things we have to explain, like, hey guys, there is still an old school component to this where you have to have some kind of person-to-person interaction, you know, but I think as we see new generations of renters, you know, they're seeing that, hey, more and more people just want to go and want to be 100% online all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like you said, some things need that face-to-face interaction, and we want to help you automate those items that don't, right? So you got some good options there. So appreciate both of you for your answers. As we wrap up, can you share what your residents like best about using Rent Cafe Resident Portal or the Rent Cafe Resident app? Nick, if you want to take that first.
Sure. So what we hear is it's the comfort and convenience. You know, it's something that even if they haven't used it, because we often find that when people apply, you know, they've already got a Rent Cafe account because they've lived in an apartment community where they've had it in place, and so they've already got that. But it's the comfort and convenience. You know, whether or not they've used the app in the past, they're able to log on, they can easily maneuver, and they figure out what they need to do with relative ease. And so that's helpful because it means that, you know, our on-site personnel are not having to spend so much time acting as kind of like an IT intermediary, right, or a Yardi intermediary. They're able to help focus on their job, which is leasing apartments and solving customer concerns, as opposed to sort of that IT aspect of things. So it's an app I think that is convenient and comfortable for our tenants to use, and that's what we enjoy.
Excellent. Thanks, Nick. How about you, Danielle? What do your residents like best about using Rent Cafe?
I would have to agree with Nick. It's the ease and the comfortability of using the app. It's on your phone, and let's face it, we always have our phones in our hands these days. So it's to make sure, okay, your rent is paid on time or a maintenance request is submitted. You can also see documents that are uploaded to your portal if you ever need to, like, a tenant needs to find their lease or their proof of their renter's insurance. It's all right there in your hand. And I think that's a huge benefit to most of our tenants that greatly appreciate.
Excellent. And then for Breeze users who maybe haven't implemented the portal yet, what advice or tips do you have that might help them get their residents to adopt the portal? Danielle, do you want to go first?
Yes. So we do still have some tenants that are very old school where they're not very technology savvy, or they just don't want to use the portal and they want to submit everything old school. Um, I always recommend that they submit their application online through their portal, and that's how the steps start in getting them to use their portal because they're already creating one when they have to submit their application online. And then I explain to them, hey, you already submit your application, you're already in there, which is just one more step to set up your um, rent payments or one more step to submit maintenance requests. And it's just that one more step. And it generally just makes it, okay, one more step. And then they just do it. It's like implements it.
Excellent. Thank you. And Nick, how about you? Any tips?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's a lot of smart people in our business and smart people figure things out. And I think through that, you know, you've got people on site who can help who can help the residents that might have issues or concerns. But I think really it's an easy decision from a business perspective because you realize the amount of time and cost that'll be saved on the corporate side of things or the property side of things. So and then not only that, you're actually providing better service as a result of it. So I think it's just figuring out ways to kind of navigate around those folks. And there's different things that you can do. We do have residents that have concerns, and you know, Yardi is available to assist our managers, right? Well, we do have people that come in or they change a debit card or they can't figure something out. And I think that's really helped, the fact that we have that service available through Yardi to help walk people through those issues. We've found that they're a lot less than you would expect. And so, a lot of ours, because like Danielle noted, I think the key thing is we have people coming in who are applying online. So that kind of starts the ball in motion, because from that point on, they've already got the account. So it's really easy to just take it a step further, make payments, place work orders, and things like that. In some of our cases where we've taken on properties that have had long-term tenants, getting people set up has in some cases been challenging. But again, it's not more than just convincing people, hey, this is the way to do it and this is why. And you show them once or twice, you get them set up, and then the manager's able to give them the help they need. And we've found that there typically aren't issues.
Some great tips. Appreciate that from both of you. So in closing, I think we can all agree that adopting the RentCafe resident portal can save you significant time on bank runs, chasing down late payments, and it'll improve your customer service. And getting residents to adopt the portal is actually pretty straightforward and easy to accomplish. Well, Danielle and Nick, I can't thank you both enough for your time and insights. For our viewers, if you want to learn a little bit more about what we discussed today or about getting your resident portal set up, please reach out to our services team. Thanks again for being here and have a great day. Now, before we wrap up, I want to show you all a quick sneak peek of the changes coming to the RentCafe resident experience. Yardi is launching RentCafe Living, which makes it easy for residents to sign up for essential services throughout their time in your property. At move-in, they will be guided through a checklist of items such as signing up for renter's insurance, turning on utilities, and more. And once they're moved in, they'll have access to easily pay their rent online and have their on-time rent payments reported to credit bureaus so that they can build their credit. Upon move out, our services can help them streamline mail forwarding, storage of their belongings, utility transfers, and more. The great news is that not only will this make your residents' lives easier and hopefully cut back on the administrative burden on your staff, but the residents can also benefit via the Resident Rewards program. When they sign up for certain services through RentCafe Living, your residents can earn rewards. These points can be redeemed for experiences such as live events, travel, or gift cards, so your tenants can be rewarded with these items in addition to a great user experience. Keep an eye on your inbox for more information on RentCafe Living and RentCafe Rewards.